What's up, E? Okay, so today we are doing a little review on a book I finished last night called The Only One Left by Riley Sager. Okay, y'all. I gave this book 4 stars. Just real quick, this is going to have spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, it's in the title of this video that there's spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers for this book, if you haven't read it, please exit the video. Don't watch. Sorry. But if you have read this book, let's discuss it. So, sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath. I just came upstairs. But this book, I gave a 4 stars. It probably could have been 4.25 if I was being, like, technical. But I gave it 4 stars. This is a good thriller. I really enjoyed it. I like thrillers, but it's not the main genre I read. But I gave this one 4 stars just because I was thoroughly surprised. I thought the book had a good concept. I thought the twists, there were several twists all throughout the book, which I like. Lots of twists and turns, like I said. And the final twist had like layers to it, so that was nice. And then it wrapped up nicely, you know. It had a pretty happy ending, I would say. And not all thrillers get a happy ending. So 4 out of 5 stars. I really like this book. I will say some of the twists I kind of thought were a little bit haphazard. That's weird. That's suspicious. Don't know why the TV just clicked on. But I thought some of the twists were a little haphazard and not handled very well. But I thought the writing was really nice. Riley Sager, I'm not familiar with his work. I've never read a Riley Sager book before this one. And I'm impressed. I'm planning on reading The House Across the Lake and maybe some of the back catalog a little bit because I really thoroughly enjoyed myself with this one. So hopefully he does not disappoint with his other stuff. But I will say this book a little bit reminded me of Verity by Colleen Hoover. Just with, like I said, there's spoilers. Just with Lenora, who's actually Virginia. That's a big twist that I liked. Just with Virginia, like, being catatonic or whatever, and then actually being able to move. That's like Verity by Colleen Hoover. So sorry if I spoiled Verity for you, but that's what happens. But I thought that was interesting, but also, like, I don't know. That would be such a weird life to be, like, able to move and talk and stuff, but put on, like, the facade that you can't. I don't know. Is it believable? I don't know. But I thought it was nice that Jessie ended up being her granddaughter and Kit's niece. I thought that was nice. And I thought it was interesting that Patrick, Kit's dad, was Ricky, who had the baby with Virginia. So that was interesting. But then he, like, had a gay lover with Archie. I was like, oh shit, LGBT representation. But anyway, let me read you the synopsis and then we'll get to talking about it. It says, best-selling author Riley Sager returns with a deliciously twisty and addictive gothic thriller about a young caregiver assigned to work for a woman accused of a Lizzie Borden-like massacre decades earlier. Oh, I thought it was cool that there was, like, a rhyme, like Lizzie Borden. Did I say Lizzie McGuire? Lizzie Borden. I thought it was cool that it was like a Lizzie Borden rhyme, and like she was accused of like killing her whole family like Lizzie Borden. I thought that was kind of cool because I'm like, I used to be, as a kid, I was obsessed with Lizzie Borden because, fun story, One time I accidentally stuck my leg out and tripped a waitress at a diner. My mom told me that that was Lizzie Borden and that she was upset and probably gonna come kill me. Like, who says that? But my mom did tell me that, and I was like freaked out by it. And then I did a bunch of research on Lizzie Borden, and then like was obsessed with it. But anyway, at 17, Lenora Hope hung her sister with a rope. Now reduced to a schoolyard chant, the Hope family murders shocked the Maine coast one bloody night in 1929. While most people assume 17-year-old Lenora was responsible, the police were never able to prove it. Other than her denial after the killings, she has never spoken publicly about that night, nor has she set foot outside Hope's End, the cliffside mansion where the massacre occurred. Stabbed her father with a knife, took her mother's happy life. Now in 1983, and Home Health Aide, I can't read out loud. If you watch my videos, you know that. Aide Kit McDeer arrives at a decaying Hope's End, that's the name of the mansion, Hope's End, to care for Lenora after her previous nurse fled in the middle of the night. In her 70s and confined to a wheelchair, Lenora was murdered by a series of strokes and can only communicate with Kit by tapping out sentences on an old typewriter. One night, Lenora uses it to make a tantalizing offer. I want to tell you everything. It wasn't me, Lenora said, but she's the only one not dead. As Kit helps Lenora write about the events leading to the Hope family massacre, it becomes clear there's more to the tale than people know. And when new details about her predecessor's departure come to light, Kit starts to suspect Lenora might not be telling the truth, and that the seemingly harmless woman in her care might be far more dangerous than she first thought. Whoa. Okay, so yes, now you know like the synopsis that the book says, so let's get into it. I felt like knowing that Miss Baker was Lenora and that Lenora was Virginia was handled in the writing a little bit haphazardly. It was a little bit like, okay, like, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I read this book with the audiobook, so I got like the double like experience. But I don't know. It didn't feel like it unfolded smoothly. So I would have worked on that a little bit after the editing process happened, but I am a writer. I plan on writing books, but I don't know. That felt a little bit haphazard and a little bit rough. So I would have worked on that a little bit differently if I was Riley Sager. But again, he's a professional, and I've never written a book in my life yet. So that was handled a little bit haphazardly, and I thought that Carter's story, with him thinking he was Lenora's grandson and then not being Lenora's grandson, and like being left on the road by Kit and like stuff like that, I felt like I was like, okay. You know, I don't know. I like this book. I do. I like this book. So I'm really being like nitpicky with this stuff. So don't get me fucked up. Like, I really did like this book. I am glad I bought a hard copy. I'm glad to have it in my collection. It's a beautiful book. I love the colors on the cover. The book is gorgeous. I liked the print. It was nice, and it was a pretty fast read. I didn't read it fast. I read it in the span of about a week, and there are other reviews on this book. I'm just putting my 2 cents in. But yeah, I enjoyed this book. I thought the twists were nice, and I liked how they happened throughout the whole book. I felt like Kit kind of jump to conclusions all the time. She seemed a little bit paranoid, but maybe that's just her character. And then I felt like her dad being so caring didn't seem like a killer, but I was also glad that he was in Hope's End when it got demolished. So yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I don't really have a lot to say other than I liked it and that I recommend it and stuff and like what I've already said. So this is kind of a short review and not really in depth, I guess, but I gave spoiler warnings and I talked about what I wanted to talk about. 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 4.25 out of 5 if I wasn't on Goodreads. And I enjoyed it. I recommend it. I recommend the audiobook. The audiobook was good. I like how there were different voices for different people in some parts. And I enjoyed it. So you go, Riley Sager. I'm going to read the rest of your stuff too. So yeah, the only one left, Riley Sager. Highly recommend. 4.25 out of 5 stars. Give it a go if you haven't yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you could, please. And I have reviews coming all the time. I do weekly reading vlogs, book hauls, wrap-ups, and TBRs lists. So please subscribe to my channel if you like what you saw in this video. And yeah, I'm nice. So subscribe. And yeah, peace out. Peaceys.